G2 versus F4Q. Back onto the F4Q conversation. A very exciting team because of kind of their unconventional playstyle. The fact that they were a coachless team for a period of time, only recently picking that up, and maybe starting to hone in on an actual playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one because F4Q, I think, have a very rigid playstyle in terms of their agents. If anyone's going to be a one-trick team, it's going to be this team, right? They really know what they like to play, which in some situations is like great. They do these unconventional things that work really well, but in other situations, it leaves them in a position where it's like, you probably could have picked something different and you didn't. Why?
I also think I was listening to that interview, and he was saying, Bonnie was saying, oh, I actually played against EU, and they're not that different from Korea. And I was like, are you sure? Are you completely sure? Because now we're going to see them against G2, and it's what I was telling you. And in comparison to what you said, they are rigid in their playstyle, on a sense that they know what they want to do.
Yeah.
But what happens if that doesn't work? We're actually seeing them, oh my God, the arrival here of the players. But going back and just finishing my point, I feel like G2 can have like the higher voice today because of that adaptive playstyle. They know, because they've been there, and basically their comms are based on that. I mean, we do have our utility, we do have our standards, but we can work from there.
I do love to check out the energy of the teams as they enter the building, but it is an interesting conversation around F4Q and how they'll stack up against an EMEA team that seems to be very willing to change their playstyle at any given moment, perhaps more than any other.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm really interested in, kind of leading off of what you were saying, Kakuka, is like, how much is that adaptability, or at least the willing to attempt to adapt, actually going to put G2 in a beneficial position? Because in my opinion, your automatic assumption would be that that's a huge advantage, because if they know that F4Q are like, oh, well, you know, they're going to be playing Raze and Reyna, crazy, right? We'll just, you know, pick whatever and go around in circles around them. I don't think F4Q have that in return to the same extent.
G2 arriving in the rain.
We have a fair shot of Luca Rojo.
That's so unfortunate.
Who cares about the players? Lucas is just coming in. No, but the players will show up at any moment. I also feel like coming to this match, I feel like the veto is going to favor G2. So I feel like it's going to be, first rounds are going to go for F4Q because they're going to be explosive. They're going to go crazy. They have the micro plays, and that is going to disrupt G2 a little bit, maybe. Or maybe G2 is like, I'm going to take the upper hand here. I know what you want to do. I know you want to be aggressive, and I'm just gonna give you some of your medicine.
I mean, one thing that I'm really interested to see is if you have a look at all of the games that G2 have lost of late, which actually, interestingly, in the last 2 months have all been to the other 3 EMEA teams who are here at Masters Berlin. You have a look at the maps that they played, and almost always their struggles have been on defense. Right, so if that is something that F4Q can very specifically target, then like, what hole are G2 going to find themselves in?
Well, if you're talking about failures in defense, then I'm curious which players you would target on G2 that need to step up today to maybe shore up some of those weaknesses.
So if I'm not in the wrong, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Kellogg's first LAN event. So, and he's the Jet player, also the newest addition to G2. So all eyes on him. I also feel like on the other side we have Mixwell, who has been playing CS:GO for like the longest time. He's been in LAN so long. I mean, he's got there to carry the team. In that aspect.
Obviously, the thing you have to remember about Mixwell is he is their veteran, right? Yeah. So I'd imagine that if you consider it from like that, the mental epicenter that's going to keep them grounded, a lot of that is going to come from Mixwell. If you can crack into that, I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, hey, and we don't have to wait too long to find out. Getting word that the teams are just about ready to step onto the stage for the very first time here at Valorant Masters 3. It's G2 versus F4Q. Jump the gun there just a bit for you all. Players were just finishing getting set up. So we're going to take another moment to talk about this matchup before we head on and actually get that sick walkout. Baited you all. You were ready, though. You were ready.
I was so baited. I was like, wait.
You turned around, they're already in their seats, right?
Like I was hearing the smoke machines, and I'm like, but they're still sitting.
Yeah. You got to give them the opportunity. We got to have a so they at least should have a go.
We did, and we took 2 takes. It took us 2 takes.
Yeah, we were bad at it.
We did our play test. So you know what? They get 2 takes as well. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so then let's take a moment to talk about some of those individuals that might be difference makers in this matchup today. I want to hone in on a couple players that we actually haven't talked much about just yet, Avova and Zumba.
Lovely conversation, actually, because we see many teams where their controllers are also their IGLs. This is not the situation here, and I feel like they have completely different play styles. I feel like Avova really knows his teammates and plays around them and knows how to, especially with Nuki, because they've been together for the longest. And Zumba is just like, he's always going to be on the Astra. So, I mean, you can expect that maybe we see some changes. I don't expect them because I think he has so many things prepared. He feels so comfortable. If one thing that you have to be today is comfortable. So they're different players, and Zumba's also be going for the flank, for the sneak. He's going to be where you least expect him.
I mean, the thing that I find really interesting about Zumba's playstyle, and it's almost very similar to plates from Havan Liberty, who we're actually going to see later on today against 100 Thieves, is the fact that in the late round, he can show up on a side and just like change the entire momentum of the game. Even if it hasn't been working out for F4Q up until that point in the fight that's happening, Zumba shows up and he has that capability. And, you know, if you have a look at some of the statistics, his damage per round, his average kills, a little bit higher than Avova, and I think that's where that comes into play and how you actually see some of that be exhibited. I
think that's the thing, though. At the end of the day, when you look at a team like F4Q and the consistency with which they pick the same champions, or agents, excuse my League of Legends brain, you know.
That's number one.
It takes me a while, yeah. All right, throw the counter up. How many times am I going to do that during this tournament? You're going to end up having to rely on playmaking so much more when you don't have as many tools in the toolkit to reach for in Agent Select, like a team like G2 does, where you look across the board and pretty much every player is comfortable playing 3+ agents.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen Mixwell on Cypher, Killjoy, Sky. It doesn't really, obviously Jet, but it doesn't really matter for him. I don't know what's going to come next. I don't know what Mixwell is going to be playing. I would really like him to play Sky on today, because I feel like he could be a difference maker.
All right, well, I promise you this time. I absolutely promise you this time that we are ready.
PTSD already.
To get please stay with me, because I promise the players are ready to step onto the stage. So it is now officially time to get our first look at G2 and F4Q at Masters Berlin.
पॉपकॉर्न वॉपकॉर्न अपने साथ रख लो, पेप्सी और मैच देखो मजे में। ओ भाई आइसलैंड वाले से बेस्ट है भाई बर्लिन का टूर्नामेंट।
Oh no, he did that.
G2 Esports versus
G2 Esports and F4Q. G2 Esports, some antics there stepping onto the stage, and if the first series was any indication, that kind of energy can do a lot.
भाई तुम्हें बता दूं, ये जो G2 Esports है, ये तो यूरोपियन टीम है, और ये जो है F4Q, ये है अपनी कोरियन टीम।
It was just acrobatic. I was like, what is this going on? There's so much energy.
Yeah, professional gamers, gymnasts, you know, what can't they do? But love to see the huddle up before we get into map select, agent select as well. See what we'll be working with when it actually comes to the gameplay. A little bit more tempered on the side of F4Q. Again, I think that fits the bill of what we saw from Bunny in the feature. Much tamer.
Obviously, this is not the first time being on a LAN together, okay? They're just...
How can we hear you, F4Q?
But yeah, it's not the first time being on a LAN, so they know exactly how this works for them.
Yeah, I mean, you do wonder, like, which of these two teams is going to be the most nervous, given where that difference in the LAN experience is, and also just the energy could just be a cover up for the fact that it's like, all right, guys, we're actually going to do it now. This is actually real.
The players have taken their seats. Let's find out where we're going to have the action play out when it comes to the maps, starting with the vetoes. We'll dive right in.
Oh, I see that's pretty obvious. Even if we're waiting here for them to pop up to go red, lovely production, I feel it's pretty obvious that we're not going to see split, because why would G2 let F4Q play on such a good map where they barely have any experience? And I actually expect F4Q to ban Breeze. It's been its permaban, but if we have surprise.
और मैप का वो दिखा रखा है एनिमेशन स्प्लिट एसेंट बाइंड ब्रीज है वो भाई ये अलग ही है भाई नेक्स्ट लेवल
game on their grand finals in Korea. You have a look at their icebox map. They lost 1 to 13.
Yes.
Well, the prediction was correct on the split ban straight off the bat. So far across the tournament, that has been the consistent ban. Still waiting to find out whether or not it will be the Breeze or something else to follow.
Oh. Okay.
A curveball.
Okay.
Thrown
so
in.
It's funny, Gio, because you were saying they lost that map 1 to 13 against Patient Strikers, and everything went wrong in that map. Let's say even in the positions where it was actually hard for them to lose the round, they even lost it. And the first one is going to be Ascend. I feel like this was a compulsory match for this matchup.
This is basically G2's favorite map. It's one they do really well on. It is also one that they have been really flexible on recently, so we could see new things.
All right, well, it will be F4Q going to defense, but it's a curiosity of mine as we talk about the lack of experience on Breeze for F4Q that G2 wouldn't necessarily look at that as a free map and pick that early on. Still room for it to be picked up in this map draft overall, but Ascent will be the first map we head to.
I feel like it's so different because from G2 we've seen them try everything on Ascent, but for F4Q they don't change anything. They feel super comfortable and they don't mind starting on the attack. Actually, they feel pretty comfortable, and we're gonna have a bind. Okay, so here we have an F4Q that tried a different composition. I mean, last time that they played, and it didn't work. And they actually lost that map, but they were doing great on bind. And for G2, it's 50-50, but again, it's another map for G2 that they've been trialing so many things.
I have a lot of feelings about that bind, because while G2 have certainly had some stumbles on it, even though statistically it's a map they like, they've had some stumbles on it in recent history. F4Q, it is that composition change that makes me nervous. Putting 5K on Sky was a huge risk.
All right, so do they stick to what has worked in the past or keep experimenting? Haven would be where we go if we do extend to a third map, which means Breeze ends up being left entirely out of the pool.
I mean, there's something that I love when it comes to G2 and picking Haven, and it's the fact that they started with the permaban. They were like, no way that we're playing Haven. We're out of the FF and then play Haven, and now we see it so normally, and I think it's gonna be a good. I really like this map pick. Really like it.
I mean, what an evolution for a team, right? Again, I think maybe some of that tracks with the roster changes and how much this team has had to evolve in such a short time. But once again, it is going to be that Ascent for game number 1.
I feel like it's my favorite. From all the maps, I feel like it is a great start because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities in Haven. Really also like the bind, but for a team to establish what they're going to do and how they're going to play, I feel like Ascent is the right playground.
This is one of those maps that F4Q definitely lean into the one-trick mindset where it's like, right, we play our favorite agents on this map, and I would be genuinely surprised to see them move away from that. But if they do deviate from it, of course, it's a risk on their part. I think that puts G2 in a really favorable position to be able to foresee some of the ideas that F4Q might have on this map.
I mean, F4Q starting on defense, I'm curious to see how much firepower G2 comes out with. Are they really going to try to throw F4Q for a loop with an aggressive attacking style, or will they look to play it slow, play it safe, you know, gather as much information as they can and then dismantle them piece by piece?
So the thing is, since F4Q are going to be playing Raze and not Jett, I feel like you can be aggressive, maybe not as much as you would with the Jett, and also having taken into consideration the Kellogg's plays with his smokes crazily, like there's something out of this world. I really feel like it's going to be a lot about the operator plays, because for example, Easy from SMB earlier on was not hitting the shots, and he would have been such a big difference. We will be on Icebox right now playing that third map if it wasn't for that.
I think for me, one of the big things I'm going to be looking for from F4Q when they're on their defense is how well they control mid, because that was a really big problem that they had when they were playing against Vision Strikers, and it wasn't until later on in their defensive rounds that they actually started using the KJ utility to try and hold it, and even then that wasn't really sufficient. And in my opinion, one of the biggest problems they had with trying to hold mid was that they didn't really have strong like control of the defender spawn. So, you know, Vision Strikers, they would get aggressive, they would push up mid, they would get past this Killjoy utility, and there would be no one to try and like hold them back from that area, no one to clear, and it just gave a lot of free space to Vision Strikers. I don't want to see them doing that for G2.
Very cool as well to see Neo. Coaches behind the squads. Big difference between Reykjavik and here in Berlin. Cool to compare the perspectives of those LAN events. Coaches much closer to the teams. Plenty of notes in hand from Neo. Wonder how many of those are going to come into play when it comes to Agent Select just around the corner.
I also love seeing the map on the floor. I feel like our production, I mean, it's not because they're hiring me, but this is amazing.
I feel like, you know, when we did the playtest the other day, we had a map on the floor, and I was just kind of walking around on it, being like, oh, I'm in the map, and I felt like such a child, but it is so cool.
I remember, I don't know in the rest of the world, but in space, we had this carpets with like roads and everything, so kids could play. That classic one. That was that classic one. Oh my god, it reminded me just of that, but just, you know.
I will find funny is if a coach at any point takes a player, brings them out to that giant-sized mini-map and places them, says, see, you were holding this angle, and then like moves them over here and go, now you need to hold this angle, right? Just use that.
It's like when you're doing your VOD review, you put the players on the part of the map that they were holding, you're like, you see this empty space?
Right.
This was the problem.
Exactly. Again, just waiting for the teams themselves to dive into Agent Select. From G2, I think, is where more of our questions lie. Again, it's pretty assured that a certain number of F4Q's players will hop on to their mains, their essential one tricks, whereas G2 has more to play with.
The thing that I actually am I'm really looking out for with G2 is the fact that only in the last time that they played on this map did they switch over from bringing an Omen to bringing an Astra. And I'm a big proponent of Astra, and I think that in the last stage of VCT, a lot of EU teams shied away from playing Astra after she got her nerf, and I'm really hoping that we're going to start seeing a lot of teams moving back towards that. So knowing that G2 have made that change recently, I think that that's pretty big. I would like to see them stick to it.
So you want them to keep it?
Yes!
I mean, I disagree, just because I really like Avova and Omen, but I agree with the Astra part of it. I really like Astra. I really like the things that she can do on any map. So let's see, actually, because we're going to have the Agent Select at any moment. I don't expect surprises from F4Q, but let's see what G2 go for. I'm really eager to see what Mixwell is going to pick, because the rest I can kind of imagine.
As you mentioned there, well, there the Astra comes in. Yes. Alrighty, there it is, right off the bat. Sova on the other side.
I mean, Esperanza playing Sova, no surprise at all. Okay, Bunny on Raze, anyone could have said that. Cold Mentrods.
Okay, so here's the question.
Astra लोग हो गया अपना, Astra मतलब, और सोवा लोग हो गया, सेज हो गई. सोवा तो दोनों साइड से लिया गया.
Before you answer, just think.
एक है कोरियन टीम और एक है दूसरी यूरोपियन टीम.
I think that Cold Mentor is an excellent Sova. If
आज
you're
हम
looking
ये
just
देख
for
रहे हैं,
how
chill
many
कर
kills
रहे
you're going to get with the Hunter's Fury, I'm going to pick Esperanza.
और भाई लाइव डेली रहूँगा.
Okay, another traitor here.
I mean, as Agent Select has played out, any other surprises or curveballs for the two of you between these two squads?
I mean, for F4Q, absolutely not. They picked all of the, you know, G2 are going to be looking at that and they're going to be like, hey, this is like every VOD we've seen. We know exactly what we're going to do against this one.
All right, well, we're going to waste no time to get into our second matchup of the day. The agents are locked in. The teams are ready to go. We're now going to toss it up to Pansy and Hypoc for the call.
Wow. I mean, there's something that stood out to me after, you know, we've been talking about Bunny, right? There's one raise, but there was also another, especially for G2 that caught attention. But he ain't out today. We got someone else coming out and about.
We do. It's Nuki back on the stage, which has been toyed with a few times. Obviously, I know Kakuka's mentioned how much there's been a bit of movement in terms of the composition on Ascent in particular, but this for me is maybe an address towards what went wrong in that Gambit match previously.
Well, we're going to find out. There's been a couple of up and down results for G2. I think if anyone's paid real close attention to, you know, the EMEA region, it's been hot and it's also been cold though. Don't need to sugarcoat that pill. We can kind of just say it how it is. We've cast them a lot. I love G2 as a team. I think they're some of the most exciting players when it all lines up. But let's speak about some of these players. I know Bunny's going to take the spotlight. The man is just a content machine. He's got some fire behind him, and we can get to F4Q in a moment. But let's start on G2 with some of these players that we have to be looking towards. And maybe now we're in a different arena. We're literally in an arena now. So this is a whole new world.
I think the one that we desperately need to see take the spotlight for G2 is Kellogg's, right? That's going to be a massive talking point. It's going to continue throughout this event. This is obviously the taster, right?
Yep.
In terms of this matchup initially being their first, yes, big benefit in that regard, but need to see him come out and find his feet again, because we've seen him, I don't want to, flaky is potentially the right word, right?
Sure, we'll say it lightly.
But it's the layers behind G2, right? It's where Kellogg's has gone wrong, who's picked up the slack. And previously, we've seen a couple of series slip through G2's fingers, right? Or a couple of maps in particular.
Now, the one thing I'm going to, I guess, have to play the G2 fan in this
0-0 चल रहा.
They've got to be one of us.
I mean, I can't ignore
GTO है अपनी ये जो G2 लिखा है ना G2 यही यूरोपियन टीम है, ठीक है? जो अपना एक बंदा देख रहा है उसको बता दो. यूरोप एक कॉन्टिनेंट है, उसकी एक टीम है G2, ठीक है? और उसी तरह से ये कोरियन टीम है F4Q, ठीक है ना? तो इन दोनों के बीच में मैच चल रहा है.
And I think the second part of that is actually being the support system behind Kellogg's, right? Particularly with this composition. As the Sky, it's going to be him that can kind of pull him back online, get him back on track, right? And be that kind of grounding factor that we've already discussed, and how important that is for a lot of these players' first appearance on LAN, and
huge,
particularly in the first series on LAN as well.
And we kind of then knocked that over to the other side. They came into this saying, well, people don't look at us the way they look at other teams. They don't expect us to be this kind of, you know, big esports looking squad. And I mean, they're the princes in Korea, right? Yeah, they're not quite up there. There's one team that might be looming over the top of them that we'll be seeing shortly, I'm sure. But they've been doing well for themselves. They're no slouches in what they do, and they're easy to underestimate, but there's so much firepower to them. They're, I'd say, unorthodox to an extent. Even in those interviews, they were kind of saying, like, we don't play the way people necessarily might expect us, and that's where we could catch you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think actually we talk about that as a matchup against a team like G2, where we know they like to start with their best foot forwards. If that gets stomped out, and you know that fire's kind of extinguished before it even really starts burning, that's when we have concerns about G2. It's the recovery factor, because previously, I mean, the heritage of this roster is being ahead and being ahead clean, and not allowing an opponent to even get a look in.
Well, look, I mean, I called F4Q the kind of, I guess, princes of Korea, living slightly in the shadow of the Kings out in that region for now. But again, I look at G2 as the Lich Kings, the once undefeated, glorious side.
Untouchable.
Exactly, and then they had to reform, rebuild, and reignite the squad, and we are finally ready to get underway. G2 kicking off on their map choice, which will be Ascent, pop themselves on the attacking side, and of course, on the other side, F4Q coming on the defensive side. Let's see what Bunny can bring. The man demands attention. I have to keep my eyes peeled towards his achievements here.
And straight away, actually, G2 going to be gifted a lot of space. At least the Boombot going to give away some information here of Kellogg's whereabouts. But there's only one player noted. F4Q going to hold strong right now with 3 players committed towards A. Actually ready for this crunch. The nade going to force him away there. Mixwell don't actually think got close enough to find the information there, but the alarm bot, on the other hand, will give away mid.
Okay, G2 testing the waters. Slowly but surely they've held both extremities. They're not allowing defensive side information to trickle through without being potentially contested, but it does slow down the pace slightly. We're at 50 seconds now.
Yeah, it seems like Colomens has been posted up here. He's been given nothing. Nothing has been shown, at least towards A main. Looks like G2 try and swing all the way through here. Zumba to hold down from Dice initially. No information off that flash though, Lauren.
No, but here comes the hit, and already you can see Kellogg's is on side back of the gen, already looking to do some work here. Bunny though, there he is! That's the Bunny just bounding on through that everyone wanted to see, but there is still a Vova, there is still Kellogg's. The two that we've also highlighted can be big game changers, but Bunny's on 10 HP. All in the way, he can't quite make it round past that. Vova, 24 HP, looking for that next step forward. Spike to hand, 13 seconds. Spike going down. They have no idea there's all 3 heaven. Now they know. Kellogg's knows a whole lot more. He does get himself to safety.
एक चीज और बोलनी भाई, जब अपने सोर्स सब्सक्राइबर होएगा ना, एक मोन्टाज हो आने वाला है, स्पेशल मोन्टाज भाई. देखा ना हो ऐसा मोन्टाज बना रहा हूँ.
Kellogg's actually, I mean, he has to be the one to bail over out there. That paint shell, not sure if he just...
इसलिए भाई 100 सब्सक्राइबर करवाओ यार, मोन्टाज आएगा, तगड़ा एक, मजा आ जाए ऐसा.
Re-challenge before there's something in place to bail him out from there.
So let's, you know, I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit here. Both of us. One, Bunny, nutty start, quite good at the game. Who'd have thunk it? On the other side, Kellogg's with a belting beginning. that is huge for a player like him, right? Let's say a player that when he pops off, when he gets everything ready for him, he's insane, but you want to see that early shake off that land nerves, those jitters.
Pistol round 4K, big tick in the box for G2 right now. Kellogg's hopefully going to get that. It's going to be the wind in his sails and potentially carry that through to the next few rounds. F4Q going to throw a couple of sheriffs into this and scattered utility. Again, G2 slow in approach. Send out some feelers here. The turret actually going to spot out Kellogg's, at least initially. Spectre from this range. Very difficult to deal with it, as you can see, but might even find the kill onto Athena. Not just yet, though. Spike does make its way towards B main, so I think they want to pile on the pressure here.
But I like that they're still being held top mid. They're still holding the push over towards A. They're trying to play actually pretty well-rounded Valorant at the moment. And look, we've all criticized G2 in the past. Many a moons ago, different roster ago. Do they have that depth? We're still learning about this look of G2. This was a dream run to get them to this point. Surprised many. So we have to see how this looks. And I'm looking at F4Q. Where do they find that space? Right now, Kellogg's is feeling it. He's got that hot hand coming in now. Perfect time to keep building confidence.
That first place is not actually going to draw anybody away from it. So you can see it's 4 players here committed for F4Q. Mixwell will find Athena. Trying to get something done with the main shells. A bit of a desperation swing through the door there, and G2 just comfortably cleaning this one up. Esperanza has to respect.
Information given across. Next level wala.
Spot him out as well, whether or not you can do any damage here. Nice shot. Still going to get the better of Kellogg's.
Sheriff
and it's wait. I mean, G2 right now keeping it very clean. Exactly what the doctor ordered for them. F4Q, it's not the end of the world. You aren't looking to win that round, but you may be looking to do a little bit of economical damage. Maybe do what you can, cost them a weapon or a reinvestment. Do something to dissuade this confidence.
G2 के लिए अपना bonus round है और इनको अब buy करना पड़ेगा. Last round ही कोई है.
Going here for G2. See if they do decide to make a play here. On the other side, actually, you see Bunny
adjusting.
Yeah. A little bit of an adjustment. He's not quite settled just yet, and actually it will be a full rifle come through. I don't think there's any madness with a judge coming.
I was waiting for. I've been told. Look, we've had.
I've heard rumours.
Yeah, that rumour being paper thin telling us. He's like, okay.
F4Q ने लिया full buy. ये बिल्कुल weak नहीं.
Gets away actually unscathed, so not bad investment of utility so far.
Well, I like this as well. I think actually F4Q are reading exactly what we're talking about. They're challenging this orb, not necessarily so much on the B side, but you on A main at least. The paint shells. Gravity well invested, just to make it more difficult for Kellogg's to get his Blade Storm out. You see, and actually might even consider backing all the way off and picking up the orb on B.
I like this though, get a little bit of attention towards A, early contact, swing back in towards B, but there is utility here, so we have to see how this works out. Reina towards back of Boathouse, who's still waiting close by.
Fake कर दिया.
This will be burst, but let's see how
they ready है भाई. KJ भी back side से खेला, Reina भी.
It's fine, he seems
क्या निकलेगा कह रहा हूँ.
Keep himself alive here. No one finding a challenge just yet. They are weathering the storm until now. There it is. Kellogg's finds the open backside 5k. Only the 1k for now, and G2 have swarmed it and actually have taken it quite comfortably.
Will get themselves one upgrade as well. It's actually just as he picked up the Vandal there, Bunny going to find that one.
Retake के लिए जा रहे हैं पे.
See Bunny can get anything else done on the way in. Note of Over's going to shut down the first door, the second as well. Esperanza falls.
Zunba, you know where maybe one is. You can hazard a guess at the second, and there it is. Shut out, shut down. That's a bonus, and it's even in G2's pocket. They could not be happier.
Bonus निकाल लिया भाई. पेल रहे तो Korean team को.
3 weapons through. A good opportunity here for G2 to pile on the pressure and build up a bit of a deficit, if I'm honest. I mean, in F4Q's favour, but the problem being here, and again, what we've kind of discussed, the first buy round out of the way now, at least for F4Q, the concern comes of how much G2 want to now start kind of exploited mid, because you leave that open, players like Avova and Nuki, they will just keep poke. They'll poke and prod for a couple of rounds. If they find that space, that's when G2 look to punish.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of the front line pay dividends for G2 right now. A lot of their entries have been extremely successful with Kellogg's, but it's that, let's talk about that next layer where it's like Nuki on that lurk, or whomever it may be. We have that kind of next stage that comes in, and it is a timeout coming in. It will be, I mean, maybe good timing to discuss a couple of options, get your head back in the game. This, as much as I hate saying it sounds like nonsense, it is such a momentum, mental-based game, especially for some of these players who are very new to the environment, new to how this feels, new to what it's like playing against different regions especially. This is so many different variables here.
It is, and I mean, talk about indicators in that previous round, looking to get a little more proactive in terms of denying that orb. There was there was nothing to follow up, right? There was no pinch through mid. There was nothing else to greet maybe the weaker side of G2's default. So that's really where they can get away with murder, right? Yes, they get all this information from who's present on A, who's pressuring outside of A, man. You've got to anticipate there's a third member at least towards tree. So right there, the setup, it's the biggest tell that G2 can receive.
Bunny to be maybe a difference maker here. Could do with, they just need something. They need to make a little bit of impact, I feel, even just for their own mental game right now, because it feels very clean. And keloqz, he's just untamable, even catching the observers out, and that's a rarity because we have the likes of Yeti, Sapphire and Prius, the God squad coming out. If you know, you know. For now though, we look at what really they have to work with here. Again, Bunny not given many chances, that early look, but instantly Owl Drone comes out. It's never easy, there's nothing gifted, there's no mistakes being made by G2 right now.
Let's see, actually, F4Q going to send a couple more bodies towards A. Full killjoy set up here in terms of utility as well. Alarmbot is going to be set up in front of Bunny, but again, last time G2 were able to creep up, pretty much got into A main for free. Like another pretty late hit in the round. Again, it wasn't comfortable in terms of on the way in, but one thing we've talked about with G2 is how rocky things have been in the post-plant for them, on Scent in particular. But
I get nervous with anti-egos running late in the round. Exactly. I understand why you do it to cross all the markers off, and so far it's fine. None of those issues came through in the end. You know, Bunny could have become a factor, and maybe, you know, the tags coming in between the sheriffs and the marshal, but it wasn't to be. For now, this is okay. Nuki, let's see if you get time. He's fine. Nuki's golden. Nice and yeah, we're down to just Esperanza now. And again, look at this. Look at the discipline from G2. No one's giving them free chances. That's a banger of a shot, but it's instantly shut down. Again, 4 alive, 4 on the board. G2. We need to see, let's put G2 aside. I need to see an answer from F4Q now.
Yeah, we do. And actually, just coming back to the anti-eco rounds, you know, those kind of post-plant holds that actually were G2's weakness in their last appearance.
Post-plant का hold करना चाहिए, सही बोल रहे हैं कास्ट.
I think it was six in total.
Post-plant hold करके मतलब खेल रहा है.
Just them taking that breather between, you know, the 6.
Full retake खेल रहा है भाई ये बंदे. सही है भाई strategy in defense में.
You feel comfortable about the direction they're going, who's where, and actually getting full control of that side.
And we go again. What's coming out? Old Wise 5K. On the other side, it's a Vova progression coming back around from Mixwell. He's loving this. And patience being shown by G2. We did see that aggression towards A in the prior buy round, so it does look like that mid attention now is being toyed with G2. And you can see a little bit of a fight on the extremity this time. First time we're seeing 5K kind of lean out a little bit for it here as well. Bunny, similar scenes, but that one's worked perfectly for him. Happy to find a Vova. That will now force G2's hand slightly.
Yeah, I'm loving this. Actually, the first time we've really seen pretty proactive solo as well. He's got nobody out there. He's finding a 1v1, and I think that's actually the information that G2 have given him a couple of rounds now. That's maybe a weak spot. Actually, he's got to be careful here. Showstopper available, but not necessarily wanting to invest that just yet.
Look how little control they've got. No one by tree, no one short. This is just suffocating towards that A site right now.
Yeah, there's almost no get out of jail free card. He's going to get revealed as well. Zumba. You find Nuki on the way in. We'll find another one as well. The Showstopper gets popped. Goes through, no damage done, but it's just keloqz and Coldamenta now.
If Coldamenta get enough attention, be enough of a problem, he can't be Bunny's founding. This is brilliant work, but keloqz, how big can you go? Not enough this round, and finally there's
first round आता है भाई F4Q के लिए.
That aggression on the extremities paid off. That is exactly what they needed. Bunny going for it, 5K going for it, and they were rewarded.
And actually on both sides here, I feel like actually this is a round where G2, the first time they've actually actively pushed through mid a little bit. They figured out the killjoy utility, and then actually they're like, well, potentially we're going to bait a little bit of a rotation here, and it's the complete opposite. F4Q holds strong, Bunny finds a kill, and G2 still tried to lean that direction.
And it's not just the Bunny show right now. Zunba's bailout on Dice then, the 2 that he picked up, was a difference maker. Bear in mind, Bunny was low HP, they had completely had tree open. That could have been something different, but for now, Bunny jump spotting out towards kind of mid, has a little bit of a looks, falls away from it, but once again, trying to show a little bit of strength over towards the B halls, pushing up here, but G2 this time committing further towards mid, and it looks like keloqz wants to go deeper on this one this time.
Indeed, as he's going to get all the way through market here. Actually, Athena going to get spotted out. A little bit of a miscalculation there with a dash, but to come through, G2 actually find a 2-for-1 on the way in.
Esperanza's on an island and he's just been drowned off it. Mixwell finds him for free almost here as Bunny is just late to the party. Where's Zunba in this as well? He's deep in towards CT. This was lost by the timing that came out. You saw the Kellogg's just pushed and pushed and pushed, just almost jumping the gap. And as I said, Esperanza had no time to do anything.
This is another round where
भाई इनका अटैक यार बहुत तगड़ा है सच बताऊं तो मुझे लगता नहीं है F4Q वाले जीत जाएंगे जिस हिसाब से खेल रही है ना G2 यूरोपियन टीम
one standing and again all the success from that previous round now effectively written off.
Stunt होने वाला
I think again you talk momentum wise, great work there. Kellogg's cleans it up. We talk about the kind of mind games and momentum and kind of, you know, the kind of pendulum swing, right? It's like, well, okay, we've been doing this, they're going to expect us to do this, we'll counter that, the back and forth, and finally we had F4Q do really well at that. Good adjustments, good read, well handled. We saw it, as said, the round that they picked up. However, instant response from G2. It wasn't like, well, we'll let you build off that, we'll let you get maybe a little bit of momentum, control, anything. No, we're right back into it, straight back on that. And I want to look at the money. That's got to be pretty tight now for F4Q.
Yeah, I'm seeing a judge back on Bunny here. Actually, elsewhere, Athena actually just got a sheriff, so a bit of a scrappy investment at least. Not sure what's left in the tank outside of this. Hunter's Fury available for them. Athena one away from the lockdown as well.
सही प्लान है भाई
G2
दो ये शॉट्स आ रहे हैं और
the
बाकी
first time they've not really
तीन
shown anything towards B,
एक
mate.
बैक स्टेप भी
Actually, Bunny gets caught there over actually with the pinch.
Yeah, look at the pacing and the pressure coming out from G2 here. This is
भाई
still
इनका अटैक तगड़ा है G2 का
dice is clear. Like he's not too
ये
far
hold ही
away,
नहीं कर
but
पा
there's
रहे
still Kellogg's to keep
F4Q
him
वाले
locked in. There's no easy way back through. Hunter's Fury gonna come out. Does it do much? Kellogg's in the meantime.
मार
trying
दे
to get some
रेना
pressure. Great flash in.
भाग दिया रेना
Mixwell.
स्ट्रेक
That's
हो
a
गया
dirty.
लाइन
5K had no
मार
chance. And there's that combo, that 1-2 punch. We want to see build between them and Esperanza. Couldn't do much about it. G2 with lovely pacing there as well. Almost went,
6-1.
okay, let's try and get that spike plant. Let's try and build off that. Okay, Hunter's Fury comes in. Let's just take a second. No rush. No need to overdo things. Very well handled again.
Again, look at this. Bunny's under so much pressure here,
Yeah.
and the timing is perfect. You've already said this. The spacing on this hit to get through and find all this pressure and capitalize on it as well. And I got to say, for me, being the biggest concern, Kellogg's coming into this, the man's 11-3 right now. He is running away with a couple of these rounds, finding entries and also punishing F4Q when they're out of position, right? When G2 can isolate a player, Kellogg's is the one to close that gap.
Go again. Has to
Oh,
have
nice
full
shot
faith that
there.
Mixwell's setting him into motion too when it's
आधी
time
हेल्प
to
कर
go, and
दी
he has been.
एकदम टाइमिंग वाला
Now,
शॉट था
starting to work through. There's that close flash, gets no one. Towards stairs, double stacked up, and have a little bit of potential. 3 players there. That's a rifle he'd love to have. Nuki, death from above. Oh, it's clean. Oh, it's very clean.
क्या हुआ
This
भाई
is
दो बंदे पूरी टीम को ले गए
They're starting to coast now,
Yeah.
a little bit, and that's concerning. Again, that round, bit of a throwaway from F4Q. We know that the previous were a little scrappy investment, 3 rifles and 2 lessers. We'll leave it at that, but this is where you start getting concerned, honestly. If G2 start then getting, you know, that cocky side of this team comes through, and they
let him have it, Alan.
yeah.
Tame him when you need to. But let's also talk then context-wise for F4Q. How did this map sit for them? Was this high up in their played pool? Was this something that was, you know, we know this is a G2 choice here. So again,
G2 भाई बेटर टीम है दिख रहा है भाई ऐसा लग रहा रेडिएंट के सामने खिला रखे हैं भाई सिल्वर के बंदे ऐसा लग रहा
go. You're gonna have a whole lot of ults rolling around.
कर रहे भाई
on G2
दोनों
side,
फुल
so
ट्रायड पर
probably finds at least get that
इनकी
rest
बेटर
back up here,
रणनीति
but first blood finally
G2 वालों
drawn
की
for F4Q.
Yeah, and straight away ripped away from them. Nuki. Kellogg's back on his feet. Gotta be careful here though. Actually, the paint shell combo not lining up. No damage done whatsoever here. Again, utility being invested and not an awful lot garnered on the back of it. Again, Avova present in mid. And what I want to see F4Q start doing is exploring a little bit of B main pressure, to be honest with you. Coming out capitalizing on the fact that G2 are kind of prioritizing towards mid and short. Say that Athena will actually find Kellogg once again, so his second death on the round here. Got to be careful if Nuki pushes up on the wall. He will actually find one. Actually, Nuki finds 2 there, Athena and 5K.
And now we end up in this 3v2. Bunny and Zunba trying to work through that. Was a little half-handed. You're not going to get away with it. Nuki still
डिसएडवांटेज होके भी ना
he's trained.
3v4 अपने हिस्से में कर लिया
Test
भाई
inside the Zunba.
देखो
You're in CT now. The post plant is so difficult here. You have 0 clue And now finally, you can start stepping forward.
I mean, at this point, what's even the value of finding some kills here? It go for the round in my eyes. There's absolutely nothing lost here if they're back on a save round. Once again, with this round deficit, again, take a weapon away, sure. I think somebody did actually just get a call, potentially, from one of his teammates. Like, oh, you saw him there when you crossed, by the way.
He doesn't love those calls. Yeah, this is... I mean, economic damage is great when you're not 7-1 down. Make it 8-1. Goldementor's found it. And yeah, I said, looking through the history leading into this of at least Ascent and the performance we'd seen out of F4Q, this wasn't a map that they didn't like. This wasn't a map they didn't play. It was actually a pretty decent map. Yes, they lost to Vision Strikers, but outside of that, did relatively well. So, I mean, this isn't one that's super low in their priority list, which makes me worry slightly bigger picture. Or this just says, okay, well, G2 are actually nuts. You know, it's kind of finding out where teams are here.
Well, I think coming into this, there's more questions around G2, especially regionally, with where we've seen kind of their performance fluctuate a little bit. I keep coming back to that Gambit series because it was the one that stood out. Again, that being Gambit on the other side of it is how much you want to read into that one. We'll have to decide, but again, G2 slow in approach here. And F4Q once again willing to give up this early territory to G2. They're going to push on through. Yes, Athena has the lockdown, but again on around.
ये जो है Valorant का ना टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है, उसको देख रहा हूँ आज. खेलेंगे जो है ना थोड़े चिल हैं भाई. देख रहे हैं भाई. थोड़ा ना और गेम भी ट्राई करूँगा. और भी काफ़ी सारे गेम्स हैं, उन्हें भी ट्राई करेंगे. और जो भाई शॉर्ट वीडियो 100 सब्सक्राइबर पे मैं एक मोन्टाज ला रहा हूँ उसका Valorant का नेक्स्ट लेवल वाला. एडिटिंग चल रही है अभी. 2 मिनट के आसपास की वीडियो होगी भाई, एकदम नेक्स्ट लेवल वाली, जिसको बोलते हैं ना.
Brutality at its finest. They are just completely unchained right now. It's just zero care to it. Look at it. They're like, okay, we'll expect the first and the second aggression, but maybe the third. Alec Kellogg's, and we're looking at double digits now almost. This is a nasty game for F4Q.
A tough one to be the opener. Kellogg's now 16-5.
Yeah.
I mean,
huge performance.
I said earlier it was a tick in the box. This is. I mean, you can throw the checklist out the window at this point. That for me is the best possible scenario for G2 coming out in their opening series here. F4Q actually going to call attack timeout again. At this point, I mean, you start to think about just shaking this map off. I mean, what can you really achieve towards the end of this? The halftime's not really going to, benefit them an awful lot in terms of a pace change, because it relies them stringing together an insane amount of rounds to even make this realistic.
Yeah, and we talk about realistic. I mean, we could sell you the lovely concept of, if they just put their minds to it. The chance they come back is going to take a monumental climb. And the second we see an indicator, we will tell you about it. We'll latch on to it like there's no tomorrow. But right now, G2's performance, I've got to say, is outpassing this. And maybe it's map, maybe it's just the opener, maybe it's that confidence, maybe it's Kellogg's, maybe it's all the things, all the stars aligned here. Now, it doesn't say that on map 2 it's going to be the same thing. That would be Bind, which is F4Q's choice. So that does change things a little bit.
And I guess in terms of comfort zones, yes, we could say that probably does lean a little stronger in terms of F4Q.
Yes.
But again, G2, they've showed up on Bind a few times. Yes, we could say the same thing. They've lost a few games, but I think Bind in particular is one where they've been a lot more stubborn about their composition, stuck to it. There's not been this kind of, willingness to just try something one-off, whether it be in the playoffs or in the final stages of challenges. But we'll have to wait and see, because we're still here at round 11 now on Ascent. Again, Bunny's got an operator now.
Okay.
So are we going to see it
cannon.
looking as if we're going to see them challenge mid at
Valo आजा, ये सब छोड़, Valo आजा, आजा भाई.
And he's dead.
आजा Valo आजा. ये ले Valo आ गए. कौन सी आईडी से आ रहा है ब्रो? मज़ा आ रहा था यार टूर्नामेंट देखने में. गेम तो भाई होना है. कौन सी आईडी से आ रहा है ब्रो? ब्लैक ऐड है इसमें, ब्लैक. दो मिनट में स्टार्टिंग. ओके, ब्लैक वाली से आ जाना. इसमें मेरे ब्लैक वाली ऐड है. गेम तो नहीं है भाई, टूर्नामेंट ही देख लें इतना मज़ा आ रहा है ना ट्विच पे.
Perfect mix well with the flash. Beautiful little set piece there. Dig him out, and again, you know, expecting that, anticipating they're going to look to hold on to Tree with that lockdown because it's their only hope of finding back in here.
Oh, the flash again. He knows there's another 5K is in so much trouble. Mixwell is just putting him through the ringer. Zumba is...
हाँ फ्रैक्चर खेलते ना मज़ा आएगा. आ जाएगा.
Luckily for him, he's actually cracked. So he's found 2 already by Tree. Sadly, the rest are just out of reach. And G2 are just flexing now.
Yeah, I said coasting, now it's flexing.
Yeah, the worst thing is, I can only imagine the Twitter state after this. I mean, you've obviously they've got the Sentinels fold already, you know, whether they win or lose that matchup, but that's already been pretty spot on. So I'm quite excited to see how they're feeling after the
Carlos
first
somewhere
half.
is just grinning ear to ear right now.
I mean, this is their town. This is G2's town. You see it all over. They've got the posters out. They've been out there doing everything to try and claim this is theirs. And the boys
guys,
in the
I am
server
coming in 1 minute.
fighting somewhat the same. 10-1 though. Half now looming. F4Q still finding desperation is the name of the game here, and not finding much for it.
And one thing, again, we did talk about kind of the support tools in place for Kellogg's previously. This match, for me, I mean, especially in terms of opening duels, he finding them himself, honestly. Bunny actually with a double satchel out, will find Nuking on the other side again. That's what we expect from him, where he really shines on that raise, is those double blast packs out to get aggressive. Take one away, but again, at this point, I think G2 happy to escape. We're just giving 1 kill away there, to be honest with you.
I think that's one of those you're like, fair enough, we take that. And here we go, Kellogg's again, just trying to follow up off the back. But it's actually called a Mentor who claims he was so ready if he needed to be. Avova still controlling towards the other side. Is being closed in on.
Yeah, Zumba's actually creeping out there behind him. Mixwell will catch an audio IQ in mid as well. See there, Avova did get caught off guard.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah.
Aja bro.
And a second.
Oh, someone please, someone please.
तेरे को बैन है क्या? बैन लगा हुआ है क्या?
तेरे पे ही लगा है।
मेरे पे कहाँ था भाई?
देख वहाँ पे बैन पे क्लिक करके।
2 मिनट रुक जा फिर, है ना? 2 मिनट का।
कस्टम में आ जा।
अरे 2 मिनट है, तुम प्रैक्टिस कर लेना इतना मेरे को।
हाँ ठीक।
मैं वो देख रहा हूँ, मज़ा आ रहा है ना।
Again, something I was expecting G2 to want to come out and put on this sort of display, because I think it plays to their strengths, it plays to their confidence factor. And right here, I mean, like I said, we've gone through the motions, coasting, flexing.
It's all happening. And well, look, speaking of hopium and copium, we've got to head over to Sean, who'll be breaking down some beautiful looks from that first half.
Thank you so much, Lauren. And yeah, I agree, Hypoc. This one is going to be quick. G2 are going in and out of this server, and I'm going to show you why. This is the 3rd round, the bonus round. And typically this round goes heavily in the favor of the opponents. But I'm going to show you how G2 spread out across the map to steal this round away. So at first, what we're going to see is the Sage and Kellogg's taking control of A main. The Sage is going to throw a slow off of the wall. That's going to allow Kellogg's to then make his way up into that corner over there. And his goal is just to create a presence. Just let these people in A main know we are fighting for this, try to get some utility out of them, and win the early round utility battle. But I also want to draw attention early round to the players outside B. This is clearly not an A strat. The spike is still deep outside B. You see Mixwell using his Trailblazer to clear out B main, and he's doing the same thing over there. Meanwhile, the Sova's holding top mid. In CS, this is called actually a default. So this is the perfect example of a default. So let's run the clip now. So you can see here's A main, Bunny's jump spotting with those paint shells, and the second the gravity well is activated, he uses it. Kellogg's has to use his dash to get away. And he's actually saving here because he wants to get that orb for the Blade Storm. So he realizes he can't get it, but they have made, F4Q use so much utility at this A main. So they're gonna run all the way back spawn.
एक को 15 पिंग आ गई मेरी, लिटरली 115। अबे देख रहे मेरे को 4 पिंग आ रही, मैच अंदर आई क्यों, उसको ये 10% लॉस अलग से आ रहा है। को 50 आ रही है, समझ नहीं।
वही क्या स्टैंडर्ड है गेम।
मिस्टर बैट इधर आ जाओ। डीएम करना रहेगा तो फिर एसेंट में जाता है, अगर डीएम करना रहेगा। नहीं ये सही है ना, पट तो क्या उसको अकेले रखोगे क्या? नहीं यार मैं
अरे डीएम है ना फर्स्ट
हाँ डीएम रख लेगा। अबे डीएम पर इसमें मजा नहीं आएगा। चेंज कर दूं? एसेंट कर दूं?
ये तनाव की आईडी क्या थी बे? यूबीसॉफ्ट में कौन सा अकाउंट बनाया? तक है।
Cool. Let's go.
जीमेल में चेक करते हैं इसमें आया हुआ। आया यूबीसॉफ्ट सिक्योरिटी कोड। ब्रो तुम्हें ये भी बता दूं फार क्राई 3 आ गया है तो ले सकते हो तुम यूवी सॉर्ट पे जाके। $0 का मिल रहा है, वैसे इसका कॉस्ट है $20।
Okay, we know the drill. Stick to your roles and we'll crush it.
Fight!
Stay safe.
भाई पिंग आ रहा है हाई। अरे मेरा पिंग गया। हेलो हेलो आ रहा है क्या आवाज? हेलो स्ट्रीम तो बराबर चल रही है। टीम वॉइस चैट, पार्टी वॉइस चैट। हेलो 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 ग्लिच है भाई, कुछ तो ग्लिच है। पाइपिंग जा रहा है, इसको रीस्टार्ट करता हूँ। इतना ही देख लें टूर्नामेंट चल रहा है।
Very hard to do because it's not just on you. It's not just you trying to determine this. So we'll have to see how this now goes.
Well, initially here, at least, yes, and I know, look at the weaponry here that G2 have, but the fact that F4Q are kind of sat back thinking, are they going to show us anything? And G2 are happy not to. See here that they send 2 extra bodies towards B site. Just B of over to hold down A at least, and F4Q are leaning that way. They're about to walk into a stack. Only 2 sheriffs.
Okay.
Actually, now G2, look at this. They've completely
timing,
misread this. The Owl drone has bet this entire rotation, Lauren.
That's actually sick. MVP Owl drone.
F4Q are coming back.
No.
The Owl drone didn't spot anything, so they're going back.
It's the worst double pump we've ever seen. Oh, but maybe G2 go. Maybe they go. They're like, no one's coming. No one's coming.
पिंग अब आ रहा है भाई, कुछ सर्वर प्रॉब्लम है। 82 सबका इतना हाई क्यों आ रहा है? 82 98 पिंग तो बहुत हाई आ रहा है यार इस हिसाब से। घेर लो भैंसियाँ। One shot, one kill. Shit यार। तो पिंग फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है ना। गंदा प्लेयर। मारना पड़ेगा ना। अब सही है। नया आइडिया ना पूरा चेंज हुआ पड़ा सेटिंग। सारा टमाटर क्या गंदे प्लेयर है भाई। एफ के था भाई, मैं एफ के प्रैक्टिस मैच करना है। गलत ही आया मैं आज, इससे अच्छा वही देखा मास्टर्स।
Eyes down.
सारा 122 था बताओ।
Healer down. आया कि ठीक है भाई, ठीक है। Healer down.
एक 110
10 kills remaining.
भाई
Grounded.
One minute remaining.
ओपिंग चल रही है, डेंजर।
Seconds
left. Ten seconds left.
Eyes down.
5 kills remaining.
Anza and now Zumba against Tabova. And Zumba's not playing this passively at all.
सबसे ज़्यादा इविल मारा है मेरे को, सबसे ज़्यादा इविल मारा है। ए भाग के देखो तो गिरा गिरा के मारा है। अबे साले चट्टी की तरह कैंप नहीं करता ना तो कुत्ता बना। कैंप भी नहीं कर रहा था मैं, कैंप भी नहीं कर रहा था, क्यों मार रहा था? कैंप
कल कितने जीते कितने हारे? 2 जीते थे हम, 2 यहाँ जीते, 1 हारे थे, 1 जीते फिर 1 हारे। पूरे दिन में कल हमने 5 वैलो के मैच खेले कॉम्पी में, 3 जीते और 2 हारे। इसमें मैच MVP था मैं और किसी में नहीं था। ट्यूलिस्ट इसमें ही लिया था ना, क्योंकि इसमें अपने इसने कैरी किया भाई ट्रेनर ने। हेलो हेलो आ रहा है क्या वो?
आ रहा है।
अब सही है। अरे मैं तो आधे उसमें पता AFK ही था पूरे मैच में, तुम कस्टम में कर रहे थे ना, AFK था मैं। मैं जब आया ना सबके 20-20 किल हो चुके थे लगभग।
क्या कर रहा? वही
स्ट्रीम की सेटिंग कर रहा था। हाँ बफर आ रहा था ना कुछ, अब नहीं आ रहा होगा।
Match found.
अगर YouTube पे कोई मूवी देख रहे हैं लाइव तो वो कोई आता है कॉपीराइट या आ जाता है? हेलो हेलो पीछे रखेंगे अपना माइक, इज गुड। हेलो हेलो गाइस, I'm taking solo.
Sorry bro.
What bro?
I'm trying out jet.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay bro. It's okay.
What's your name bro? Are you jet like?
No bro.
Yeah.
I play for maps, not my agent main. Depends on the map. सही चलता है अपने स्प्लिट में, तो रेस स्प्लिट में और एसेंट में मज़ा आता है रेस से खेलने में। हेवन में खेला करूँगा साइफर ही, बेकार है भाई वो प्लेयर्स, खेल के देख लिया भाई। और वाइपर हो गया अपने बाइंड के लिए, इसमें देखते हैं 16 तो मैं खेलता हूँ। Oh, good.
Blossom, wavered and strong.
Reload him.
Yet I am
Reload it. I try one taps.
Out of charges. Out of charges.
ये सर्वर प्रॉब्लम है क्या? ये सबका इतना पिंग हाई आ रहा है। ये राइट की तरफ से नए बग्स वगैरह आए ना।
Revealing area.
headshot. Here. Reloading.
There they are.
कर दिया भाई अन्ना।
Reloading.
अबे शिट, इधर है।
Spike down B.
बॉक्स के पीछे, उसी के पीछे, उसी के बॉक्स के।
Here.
अंदर भाग अंदर।
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Your tactics fail.
शरीफ ले ले, शरीफ।
One step closer.
Bro, can you drop me Sharif?
What bro?
Sharif.
Need a drop.
Reloading.
Thanks.
Reloading.
तो घोष ही रहा है अभी।
Let me show
Thank
you
you.
how the boss does it. Revealing area.
Here. Reloading.
Reloading.
Healing.
Right here. Going up.
Light planted.
Oh my god.
Last player standing.
Buy stuff, ka-ching, little skrrr.
Reload.
Reload him.
Here.
इससे तो रोड मोन्टाज बना हुआ है।
Here. Even fight? That's fun.
Careful now. Scanning ahead.
Reloading.
यार ये ऐसा लगा है दिखने में।
Going up. Take flight.
रुक जा, ड्रोन कर रहा हूँ बैक से देख।
Still in sight. There.
I got your trail.
Someone's A. Shock dart. Shock dart.
Crossfire।
Last player standing.
5-0 किल पे बैठे भाई हेलो
तीन राउंड से तो शेरिफ ही कर रहा हूँ मेरी तो स्पेक्टर लॉन्ग रेंज
I hate to say it, but
अबे पिक्स
probably best to
guys
play as a team.
play for picks
So, what's the plan?
What?
I'm saying play for picks
Okay.
okay
My bad. No, I'm excited about Jet Dash upgrade for the 5 months. Sorry, my bad.
Don't hold back.
This is my friend's account. I was just saying. Sorry.
Scanning ahead. Out of charges.
Reloading.
Found them. Shock dart.
Reloading.
close right
Caution here.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
oh here nice
Prepare yourselves. We fight once again.
you
Reloading.
give me river sheriff request for the river sheriff Jet.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Ready.
अरे wait I drone
Deploying drone.
just give me cover backstep
Going up.
cover my
Spike
friend
down A.
I got the spike.
There.
hello bro welcome to नीम बाबा साउंड कम करता हूँ
Careful now.
पट हो रही है पट
Planted.
अब सही है
Last player standing.
मीम बाबा भाई शाउट आउट टू यू ब्रो सर मत बोल भाई
One enemy remaining.
भाई है भाई चारा होना चाहिए भाई सर्वर नहीं चलता भाई
Back hurts.
सर्वर नहीं
Everyone's
चलता
so
भाई
happy. Jet, you were the win. So powerful.
भाई मेरे को शेरिफ ही गिरा दे मेरे को शेरिफ की प्रैक्टिस करना है बस
I don't know Hindi, bro.
रिक्वेस्ट ब्रो आई हैव मनी
Need a drop. Thanks.
Where are you from, bro?
आई एम फ्रॉम उत्तर प्रदेश फ्रॉम डिस्ट्रिक्ट मेरठ
Get out of my way.
इंडिया ब्रो
अबे बाहर का कोई है वो
I Hindi Turiya.
यू आर फ्रॉम केरला
No, bro. Chennai.
चेन्नई या आई अंडरस्टैंड
Revealing area.
Reloading.
Shock dart.
भाई के जा
दोनों लो हैं ठीक है बहुत लो ओके हम गए
My ult not ready. Take flight.
भाई शेरिफ हेड पड़ जाऊं
वॉच बैक से समवन क्लियर बैक से देन गो 2 बैक से 2 बैक से 2 बैक
No chance.
Last player standing.
बड़ा साम
Just let them try.
ओके ब्रो डू यू लाइक वड़ा सांबर
No, bro. I hate vada sambar. I like pani puri and vada pav.
वड़ा पाव ओके
I'm more like a North Indian guy.
Okay, bro.
I live in South India, but I like North India.
Okay. Can you buy Sheriff?
Let's go. Need a drop. Thanks.
I think I'm transforming into a Vadakan.
Enemy kill.
Revealing area.
Reloading.
Vago! Run.
Yo, 99 euro.
Bro, do you understand? आओ कभी हवेली पे.
No, bro, I don't know Hindi. Not even a little word.
Okay.
Plant the spike.
अच्छा clear है.
Oh my god. They'll be coming.
Planted.
I don't know.
They'll be coming by the D.
Scanning ahead.
भाई इतना पसीना तो भैंस क्या एग्ज़ाम देते हुए भी नहीं आया.
No more.
One enemy remaining.
I'm just practicing Sheriff.
Reloading.
I practice Sheriff.
I'm practicing Phantom.
Okay.
Reloading.
I'm actually
You are Radiant? Radiant?
I'm from CSGO.
CSGO, okay. I'm not from CSGO, but I am very play Smackdown Pain. It's a PlayStation game. I am champion of this game.
Reloading.
I can see by your own taps.
Bro, not a FPS game. It's not a FPS game. It's like a...
Someone's here. Careful now.
Reloading. Here.
Scanning ahead.
Help!
I am the hunter.
Last player standing.
Shot down.
Oh my god! It's 145. Sky 145, 120 kg, 90 arena, 70 euro. Lol. क्या बोलना है? I speak very good English. I have done BTech in English. Do you want to listen to English? Lol. अबे जब BTech ही नहीं करी तो क्या ही वो करूँ इससे? चल नॉर्मल बात करता हूँ ना. मज़े लेता ना. मज़े ही लेना ना. I'm coming, Jet. You are my truly friend.
Enemy spotting me. Enemy spotting.
Yo,
Come.
140 euro.
Okay.
There. You should run. There.
ऐस क्या मारो जाके. अल्ट तोड़ो. Coming, bro. Yeah, coming.
Many enemies. One enemy remaining.
Back.
Reloading.
Fast gank back.
Plant.
Nice. No need to plant, bro. Just kill him.
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
Reloading.
पौधे lol. अपनी पौधे.
Reloading.
अपनी बोड़े. पोड़े ये बात अपनी पोड़े कम जेट भाई जेट मार रहा है Oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
I think KJ 20 kill है. अपनी पोड़े Guys, I'm coming to.
What will it be this time? Have any patterns emerged yet?
Reloading.
Hey, Jet. Come here. Buy me sheriff. Request for the gun. Katta, request for the katta.
Thanks.
Thank you for the katta. Where is my katta? Katta! Where is my katta?
Here.
कहाँ है कट्टा?
Revealing area.
Here.
कट्टा.
I'm watching here.
Remove.
कट्टा कहाँ गया अपना?
Deploying drone.
अपनी बोर्डे. पकड़ो स्टार्ट. मारो. Kill him. Rina, come here, my bro. Come Rina, come. Chat में अभी मैं.
Last round in the half.
भाई मैंने नहीं दिया भाई टाइम आउट.
Reloading.
ऐसा क्यों भाई? देखता हूँ.
Reloading. Gun here.
मैंने टाइम आउट तो दिया ही नहीं है. टाइम आउट क्यों जा रहा है?
Reloading.
Gun here.
कहाँ दिया भाई तेरे को टाइम आउट? अभी टाइम आउट नहीं दिया मैंने तेरे को वैसे.
I've got your trail.
Scanning ahead.
Come, I need help and. क्या तो मैं पूरी टीम को ले जाऊँगा. अटैक क्या? यही आ रहा था कि मॉडरेटर ने चैनल कोड से टाइम. भाई मेरे चैनल पे कोई मॉडरेटर भी नहीं है सही बताऊँ तो. नॉट अ सिंगल मॉडरेटर इन चैनल.
The hunt begins. Careful here.
Opponents killed.
Enemy still inside.
Give me those back.
तेरे को ऐड कर लेता हूँ ना मॉडरेटर. भाई तेरे को मॉडरेटर बना दिया यार.
हक दिया नहीं हो रहा मुझसे.
You are my moderator.
Last player standing.
टाइम आउट कैसे जा रहा है?
One enemy remaining.
मेरे भाई चैनल का कोई मॉडरेटर भी नहीं है. अभी तेरे को मॉडरेटर बनाया मैं इस वाली आईडी से. वंश मित्तल वाली से. कैसे जा रहा है? शायद स्पैम कर रहा है ना. यूट्यूब का कुछ वो था.
Switching sides.
Need a drop.
पता नहीं क्या सीन है. देखना पड़ेगा. How can we win 7-5? Hey Jet. Can you buy me sheriff? Your sheriff.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Bro, give me. Don't spam. Thank you. व्हाट्सएप पे देखो भेजता हूँ. ठीक है भाई भेजते चेक करता हूँ मैं. क्योंकि मेरे चैनल पे कोई मॉडरेटर ही नहीं है. तेरे को ही बनाया बिल्कुल अभी. इससे सब्सक्राइब कर लियो है ना. Let's go. भाई थोड़ा ना मैप अभी नया है, समझ रहे हो, अभी आया नया अपडेट्स. वन टैप्स.
Right here.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god.
Last player
55 है, 55 है.
Spike down A.
Nice.
If you've never seen a massacre, this is what it looks like. Reload.
अभी मैंने टाइम आउट तो नहीं दिया, पता नहीं क्यों हुआ ऐसा. आई डोंट नो.
Reloading. Reloading.
मॉडरेटर है ही नहीं भाई चैनल पे कोई. देखना पड़ेगा. यूट्यूब का भी ग्लिच होता है इसमें कई बार.
They want to die. Let them.
रात पता है मेरे को क्या ग्लिच आ रहा था, मेरे को 50 की वॉचिंग का ग्लिच आ रहा था. वो 50 की नहीं थी, वॉचिंग आ रही थी 8 की. ऐसे भी ग्लिचेस होते हैं. 8 की वॉचिंग आ रही थी उसमें. भाई मैप थोड़ा ना अभी. आई एम न्यू फॉर द मैप. आई एम प्लेइंग सेकंड.
Spike planted.
भाई इनका फुल ध्यान है भाई गेम. मेरे को भी भाई गेम पे ही करता हूँ. ये आईडी में बहुत रेयर.
Good attempt.
सही है ना भाई, तू रेयर यूज़ करता है तो इसमें तेरे को मॉडरेटर बना दिया. बढ़िया है.
One enemy remaining.
देखता हूँ भाई तेरे को कैसे पड़ा. हाँ ये तो चल रिमूव हो गया, ठीक है. नहीं दिया भाई मैंने तेरे को टाइम आउट. ये वो यूट्यूब की साइड से ही है, नहीं दिया. हाउ इट्स पॉसिबल, हाउ कैन आई गिव टाइम आउट.
Deep breaths, everyone. Your hearts are pounding.
ब्रो बाय मी शेरिफ.
Need a drop.
कम माय फ्रेंड जेट.
Thanks.
भाई तू कितना बटर कर रहा है उसको.
कम ब्रो, कम जेट. वी कैन प्ले टुगेदर. Fuck off them. We are pro.
Let's
go.
Bottom and top target.
We are equal to win.
Scanning ahead.
I've got your trail.
भाई मेरी एक गोली नहीं पड़ी, उसकी सारी पड़. बहुत गुस्सा है.
Last player
ब्लाइंड ही
standing.
मार दिया.
Spike planted.
No my friend. Oh my god. तेरा बदला मैं लूँगा. I will revenge for you. Okay, I will revenge for you, bro. My friend. Can you buy me Phantom?
Need a drop.
Reloading.
Thanks.
It's time to revenge for the ace. एस मारूंगा भाई, अब जाके देखना. एस मारूंगा अब जाके भाई, देखना. Jet, I am going for your revenge. Okay.
What bro?
I'm going for your revenge. ऐस क्या कहीं नहीं बंदे.
Spike down B.
140 Jet, 120 Reina.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. This is for you, Jet.
Thank you, my friend.
Can you buy me Phantom?
Need a drop. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend. Request friend.
Reina, can you buy me?
Yeah, I buy you, bro. I am your bro. You request for me.
Yeah, bro, but Arena has squads.
Reyna is toxic person, bro.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Go, Reyna, go.
Spike down A.
Revealing area.
Oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
Nice one, bro. You are so talented, bro. Jet.
My power does not end. Ask
Can you
for
give
aid
me Sheriff?
and you shall receive.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. कोई स्पॉट है इसमें कैंप करने का शेरिफ से?
बहुत सारे ढूंढना पड़ेगा, बढ़िया हो जाएगा। एक तो नया मैप है ना, तो सारे स्पॉट चेक करके आते बन।
Revealing area.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
I'm coming. I'll settle down soon.
Match point.
Jet, you know Shinchan?
Reload.
No, bro.
Not, bro.
I don't watch cartoons.
You don't watch cartoon?
You watch Pong?
Yeah, bro, I watch Pawn Gang. Let's go.
ये you know Lana
इसको बनाता हूँ तो
हाँ bro. Julia है.
Lana Paul.
बना दिया भाई इसको.
Get out of my way. क्या बात है वंश?
Shock dart.
B clear.
Spike down B.
अरे
You should run.
अच्छा ये है भाई, ये नया मैप है ना.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Scanning ahead. Shock dart. Out of charges.
Just kill.
Out of charges. Take flight.
Come bro. Selfie time bro, selfie. Oh my god, what a selfie bro.
Defenders win.
भाई प्रमोशन अलग ही चल रहा. I am live on YouTube, GreNinja Valorant. शटअप किसको बोल रहा है? कंधे लो. पका दिया भाई से मैंने फुल. शुरू में तो मौज में था. करें एक और रैंक मैच.
ये लास्ट राउंड में जा रहा है.
ओके. या मैं तो वो देखने आया था आज पूरा बर्लिन वाला.
हाँ, अरे मेरे को बोरिंग लगा था. इतनी अच्छी टीम नहीं है ना.
मेरे को मज़ा आ रहा था भाई. मतलब तूने टीम देखी नहीं है तो इसलिए बोरिंग लग रहा है मेरे को ना. जितनी भी टॉप लेवल की टीम है सबकी ना अलग अलग स्ट्रेटेजी होती है, तो तू अपने गेम में भी उसको यूज़ कर सकता है. ओके भाई, कल तू एक नई आईडी बनाएगा, सही है भाई। भाई 100 सब्सक्राइबर होने पे ना एक मोन्टाज बना रहा हूँ बहुत तगड़ा।
अरे
हाँ, वो जो होता है ना नियोन इफेक्ट हो गया, स्लो मोशन जो सब होता है वो सब गिरूँगा भाई, काम चल रहा है। तो ना क्लिप इकट्ठी कर रहा हूँ अभी तो भाई, ऐसी क्लिप घेरूँगा भाई जो बंदों ने देखी भी ना हो, समझ रहा है ना, ऐसी। हाँ,
मैच फाउंड।
रेस की क्लिप इकट्ठी कर रहा हूँ भाई, ऐसी ऐसी पूछना होता है, क्योंकि जेट तो वगैरह तो मेरे से अच्छा आता है। भाई कुछ भी रख ले भाई, तो अपने हिसाब से ओपी करवा दूंगा 100। सही है भाई, सही है भाई। मोन्टाज आ रहा है वंश 100 सब्सक्राइबर पे स्पेशल, मतलब उसके अंदर नियोन इफेक्ट भी होगा, स्लो मोशन भी होगा, सब होगा। ये रेस खेलूँ क्या मैं? रेस खेलूँ या तो इस मैप में रेस खेल सकता हूँ या केजे अनलॉक नहीं है साइड में,
खेल ले
है ना, रेस खेलता। सही है भाई, सैप के अंदर भाई देखते हैं 100 होंगे हमें। मोन्टाज आएगा भाई 100 सब्सक्राइबर स्पेशल। सॉन्ग भी भाई सोच रखा है जो मोन्टाज के अलग अंदर लगाना। मतलब मैं ये भी सोच रहा हूँ जो स्ट्रीम की हाईलाइट होते हैं ना, जो मतलब मेन पार्ट होते हैं, फनी वगैरह हो गया, शॉर्ट्स हो गए, तो उनका थोड़ा वीडियो बना के घेरने का 7-8 मिनट का, ज़्यादा नहीं।
बढ़िया।
100 सब्सक्राइबर होते हैं भाई, ये चीज़ स्टार्ट भी कर दूँगा उसके साथ। हाँ, अभी मैं टीम में इन गेम बोल रहा था मैं इसकी आँख स्कैम। म्यूज़िक चलाते हैं ना बैकग्राउंड में, जब भी तो मज़ा आएगा। NCS नो कॉपीराइट म्यूज़िक। अब आएगा ना मज़ा भी।
अच्छा कर।
नहीं बे, मैच भी जीतना है, बट कोई नहीं, म्यूज़िक के साथ जीतेंगे ना।
Reloading.
Let me go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me. Now you're everywhere I see.
Yeah.
Let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs.
3 बंदे खेल लो यार उधर बी पे और मिड पे, मेरे साथ एक खेल लो बस। अब सही है ना, म्यूजिक के साथ मज़ा आ रहा है। भी है क्या? ए क्लियर है। सेज होल्ड कर, ए पे होल्ड कर। सेज एक ही छोड़ दिया यार। मिड में फिनिक्स है, सारी टीम है बे यार। ठीक है। अगर पूरी कम कर दूंगा ना यार, फिर गेम की साउंड नहीं आएगा, प्रॉब्लम ही है। अब इस से तेरे ऊपर है। नाइस। ए में ना अभी सेज अपना न्यू पे बे, ये नया प्लेयर लग रहा है।
30
ए में
seconds left.
ए में था, ए में नहीं।
They think you wouldn't fight back?
Sage, can you wall mid? Yes, bro. मिड देख ले फिर रहना। हेल्प हेल्प। स्मोक। कैन यू हील? भाई बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक कम करना पड़ेगा, गेम में ध्यान नहीं है। अब मारूंगा ना।
Spike down A.
जेट इधर थी, ए रैंप पे। भाई सेज पे माइक नहीं है ना, हील कर रहा ना कुछ कर रहा।
Still in sight.
One enemy remaining.
Results. I know what must be done.
अरे सेज पे यार माइक ही नहीं है, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है ना हील दिया ना वॉल कर रहा है वो शायद।
बेकार इसी चलेगा उनको, ये मान ले सेज नहीं है।
ओके
तो सेज प्लीज वॉल मेट हेलो नहीं
Bomb buddy out.
एक ही लिया है।
someone was mid.
सेज मेक वॉल इन मिड। या वॉल नाइस। या मिड मिड।
Raise careful.
Yeah. No one A kill.
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left.
Coming. Nice one, bro.
Satchel out.
Reloading.
थोड़ी सी कम सी कर लो, ज़्यादा नहीं कम कर।
They don't have a chance.
ए पे आ रहे।
My ult's not ready. Okay.
One run. Stage. This side. Stage under attack. They're entering. Under heaven.
Spike down A.
Oh my god. One side, one here. One here.
Sage is also there.
Spike planted.
Oh shit.
So just distract him. मारेगा क्या सेज अपना? Nice, nice, nice.
Last player standing.
देखा भाई, देखा भाई, तूने ट्रैप ही नहीं तोड़ा भाई.
One enemy remaining.
Nice try. अगर तू तोड़ता ना, मेरे को ऐसा लगा था कि साइफर को तो मार ही देगा, फिर 1v1 हो जाता.
Easy.
Guys, do you have Phantom skin?
Yeah. Request. Need a drop. Thank you.
Oh my god, it's a new bundle skin. Bro, you buy all bundle या only Phantom? पूरा काम कर रहे हैं धीरे, नॉर्मल आवाज में बोल रहा हूँ.
I know exactly where you are.
Normal. नहीं तो बोल रहा. हैं? पी लूँगा.
Toxins going up. Toxin screen down.
आंटी ओपी यार. भाई बोल रहे हैं कि आराम से बोलो भाई, नॉर्मली तो बोल रहा हूँ ना.
Welcome to my world.
बिल्कुल ही ऐसे बोलूँगा, हेलो वंश, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम. तो भाई मज़ा नहीं आएगा ना स्ट्रीम में. Oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Heaven. Nice round.
Reloading.
क्या बात है.
Thank you. The spike is defused. Reloading.
I'm the last thing they'll see before they die.
भाई वही दे नया बंडल भाई, बहुत सेक्सी है. धुम मस्त साउंड है.
Need a drop.
Oh, awesome यार.
Thank you.
हाँ गिरा. थैंक यू.
गजब है. मैं हग रहा था बट स्किन के चक्कर में मैंने बंदा मार दिया.
Out of charges.
भाई मैं डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो गया था. मिड.
There you go. Nice.
Get out of my way.
Here.
ये देखो.
Stealing sight.
Satchel out.
Revive me.
तेरे को जाना ही नहीं था आगे.
मैंने ब्लाइंड फेंका था.
Get out of here.
Now रे.
ओ माय गॉड, क्या शॉट मारा भाई.
Spike down mid.
भाई गेमर्स की आवाज में तो दम होता है भाई. सही बात है.
Last enemy taken out.
वॉल के दाबे मेरा.
ओ हबीबी.
Look at me.
Habibi, can you buy me?
By your side.
Come Habibi.
Run.
Request
Need a
Habibi.
drop. Thank you. Need a drop. Thank you.
No. I'll buy. You buy shit.
Oh my god Habibi, you so good Habibi. Rena Habibi, can you flash here? I will.
There.
Double satchel and
Satchel out. Satchel out. Here comes the party.
kill here. One mid.
Bomb buddy out. Still in sight.
ओ माय गॉड, इधर भी है, कॉल देना था। रेव मेरे ब्रदर, कैन यू
One enemy remaining.
नो नीड टू रेव मेरे।
Spike down B.
अब बैठती भाई चलो। सीवर
Don't lose.
तेरा गेम है भाई, इट्स योर गेम। ले गया।
Last player standing.
नाइस वन ब्रो। थ्रो होता बच गया। नाइस वन ओमन।
None of my stuff has
अभी शायद हेडफोन नहीं है। हाँ वही।
Reloading.
जानबूझ के कर रहा है वो, हेडफोन नहीं है, टाइप भी तो करता है।
रेना रिक्वेस्ट फैंटम।
Need a drop.
उससे जब सेज का बोल रहा तब तो उसने समझ लिया था सेज लेना है।
भाई मेरी टीम कैरी कर रही मेरे को, मैं 3 किल लूँगा कुल। बॉटम फ्रैग मार रही है मेरी टीम। बी मैं एक
Joke's over. You're dead.
Spike planted.
एक कॉर्नर है। एक क्लोज है।
दवा सेज मत। आया
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
हाफ है। रेव
ऊपर से आएगा वो, ऊपर से आएगा। ऑन
कर पूरा कर। नाइस वन बहुत बढ़िया। ओह माय गॉड,
कुछ तो विदाउट बढ़िया।
मैंने तो भाई कर दिया, इसलिए मैं का पूरा हो जाए तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, मर जाऊं, पर हाफ तो होना ही चाहिए ना।
Can I get a drop?
भाई मेरे को ड्रॉप कर भाई ओमन, तेरे पे बहुत पैसा भाई।
Can I get a drop?
अरे फैंटम बाय कर, गंदे प्लेयर बाय कर। अभी कुछ नहीं है। हाँ थैंक यू।
अरे एक किलो
बोल कर ये आ रही क्या? Mid. Care here.
There.
साइफर का कैमरा।
Satchel out.
maybe rotate some people.
एक जन रुको मिड पर।
मिड पे हैं, 2 हैं।
रुको बहुत रुको, होल्ड करो साइड।
वो जा रहे, ए पे आ रहे। सिर्फ बाहर निकल, यही है जेट।
Spike down A.
Caution here.
वेंट में जेट है।
One enemy remaining.
वेंट में।
There.
आने दो यार, इधर तुम तो पहले मार दो।
30 seconds left.
अरे भाई MBBS भाई क्या मारा मैं उसके ऊपर, चढ़ गया भाई। W दबा के।
अरे बाय दे।
Satchel out.
रेना फ्लैश करियो पीछे से,
इतना सब डाल रखा है
यहाँ पे। फ्लैश है। ये क्लियर है। मिड में साइफर का कैम आया।
Satchel out.
अरे भाई मैं कवर में हूँ।
रैप कर दे इसको सेज।
वाइपर है
Healing.
Welcome to my
You will not
world.
kill my allies.
Bro,
Spike planted.
दो जन है उधर.
Opponent killed.
One enemy remaining.
रेव
Rev.
There. Your duty is not over.
Play together.
Ult है उसका.
He's low. I gave 60 time.
ओके ओके
Blind man देके.
ले हाफ ले छोड़ मैं पूरा ही कर रहा टाइम ना है
Shame. I love explosions. Need a drop.
यार ये पे आ ही नहीं रहे पता बहुत अच्छा वो बैठता है इधर अगर रेना अपना फ्लैश कर रहा है मैं अल्ट आ ही नहीं रहे पे बट अल्ट वेस्ट है मिड आ रहे हैं वो बार बार बी मिड
Bomb buddy out.
रेना कम फ्रॉम सीवर बैक से I want. I'm coming.
Cover going out.
मार
अरे कवर सीवर में भी था
Last player standing.
125 Jet
30
125
seconds left.
Cutting their vision.
Spike planted.
Still in sight.
डिमेंस आएगा ये बंदा
Last round before the switch.
Did someone get this?
करियो रेना बाय फैंटम रिक्वेस्ट
बाय कर दो
Need a drop. Thank you.
कर दिया बाय
एक काम करो वापस कर
Bomb buddy out.
मिड केयर है ना रेना तू ये होल्ड कर ले मैं मिड देखता हूँ मिड होल्ड करना
Stealing sight. Careful.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
वाइपर
See ya.
I know exactly where you are.
अरे
Oh my god.
तुम बोला था
Get out of my way.
इस मैच के बाद जाऊंगा भाई। इस मैच के बाद जा रहा हूँ मैं लास्ट मैच।
30 seconds left.
Oh bro, I
Last player standing.
Feeling sight.
कोई नहीं ब्रो। मिड पे क्या हुआ? मिड पे समझ में नहीं आया। 3 पे फालतू मारे ओमन तो।
होता तो यही रन मेरा होता।
अरे इधर ये कर सकते हैं ना, मिड टू बी। ओमन तू मेरे साथ आ जा, वो ए पे प्लांट हो जाएगा। हम इधर मिड में थोड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्शन करते हैं, उनका पूरा ध्यान इधर होगा मिड पे। अभी वॉल तोड़ना है ना। स्ट्रीम के एंड पर ओमेगल करना प्लीज, रैंडम के साथ। भाई ओमेगल पे बहुत गलत चीज़ आप लाइव नहीं कर सकता भाई। वीडियो बना के घेर सकता हूँ ओमेगल पे कुछ। आजा आजा।
I'm planning for heaven, stay here.
One dead. Ready planet.
One enemy remaining.
बैक स्टेप ना आ रहा हूँ। अभी 78 है, कैसे नहीं लगा हेडशॉट? 78 है, 78। टाइम पे खेल। जा 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 सेज।
हेवन।
कूदने दे ऐसे
बहुत लो हंट
नहीं होगा। सेव
नाइफ
गया, वो सेव कर गया। नहीं मर गया।
सब लोग कैसे मर गए बताओ?
ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, उसको ऑफ स्ट्रीम करके ना एक वीडियो बनाऊंगा 7-8 मिनट की, ज़्यादा नहीं है ना। नाइस राउंड। अभी क्लासिक का हेड ही नहीं पड़ रहा है, बग है पता नहीं क्या है। नॉर्मल पड़ता है हेड, वरना बुलेट्स उसके ऐसे जा रही थी, एक लेफ्ट से एक राइट से, हेड के ऊपर से ऐसे गई राइट की। Oh my God.
Spike down mid.
अबे यार स्पाइक क्यों था मेरे पे? स्कैम हो गया भाई। मैं जब घुस गया, जब बोला हूँ मैंने कि स्पाइक है मेरे पे, मैं जाते क्यों भाई? स्पाइक होता तो लगा नहीं भाई। हेड मारने तो हेड ही गए थे। हेलो सेज। क्राउच करके होता है ना जो।
भाई इतने जुगाड़ू बंदे।
अब ये तो पहले से है, आइस बॉक्स में नहीं होता जैसे उस पे चढ़ते हैं जंप और क्राउच, ऐसे ही इस पे होता है। अरे तुमने वॉल क्यों नहीं तोड़ी? ये समझ में नहीं आया, सब अलग अलग हो गए।
लोकेशन नहीं दे।
लोकेशन क्या भाई, वो मर गया उधर।
भाई ये सेविंग और भाई
सेविंग आई हैव नो मनी।
फिर जा रहा स्पाइक लेके उनको दे देगा।
I dropped the spike. Enemy spotted B.
लेट्स गो। फास्ट है। देख के जाइयो मिड में।
गया पीछे जाओ।
ये जा कोई नहीं है यहाँ पे. वाह भाई, यहाँ से आके मारा उसके पीछे से.
Last player standing.
भाई 78 दोनों आ रहे.
एक्सपेक्ट नहीं है तू यहाँ पे.
One enemy remaining.
लो
आई
ओपन प्लांट है.
आई मारेगा क्या?
नो
टाइम फ्लैश कर दे. गॉड
आ गया वो पूरा. सेव कर. क्यों मारना है तेरे को?
Clutch.
अरे ना गॉड. अरे ना F for you bro. It's okay bro. It's okay.
Bro.
Reloading.
Bro, can you buy me Phantom?
Reloading. Need a drop. Thank you.
Reloading.
मैं अल्ट तो ready.
bomb buddy out. Out of charges.
Going out.
Satchel out.
Spike down B.
They will cover. You will not kill my allies. See nothing.
Last player standing.
जज कर रहा था मैं, मुंह पे जाके मारा उसको डफ से. मजा आ गया भाई.
Phoenix killed.
चलती कैसे है?
30 seconds left.
Anyone have any
खत्म करते हैं मेरा आर्ट.
jabbed my fingers. Multiple fingers.
Reloading.
ये करते हैं, आ जाओ है ना. मेरा अल्ट है. ओमन ये दो स्मोक दे दे. साइड कंट्रोल लौट जाके आ जाओ. ये आ जाओ. क्या होल्ड करते रहना है ना. इनको भी वहाँ फेक कर रहे हैं. हम यहीं पे चले जाएंगे. ओके
होल्ड.
Cover going out.
रुक जा.
There.
स्मोक करिए चल रहा है. यही है क्या?
ये सही.
Here comes the
Joke's over. You're dead.
Go bro, elbow.
भाई गलत जेट को.
Spike planted.
मेरे मुंह से नहीं मार रहा है वो.
अरे रिवाइव में.
Don't speak. Nice man.
One Rams. Come down.
One enemy remaining.
नाइस
Match point.
सेज उसमें ही मर गया लॉल।
अबे मेरे को लगा लास्ट राउंड था यार, मैं राउंड ही नहीं गिना, पता है मेरे को लगा ये अपना मैच पॉइंट होता विन राउंड।
नहीं वो तो उसको मारती खत्म हो जाता।
मैं तो भाई छोड़ दिया था माउस।
Can someone get this? Thank you.
कभी लास्ट में देगा वाइपर।
Welcome to my world.
वाइपर इज एफके।
Can you flash Oman?
There.
Flash here. Flash करियो।
Get out of my
Flash
way.
flash रहना। Flash बोल रहा हूँ यार।
I don't
कर तो दिया, बोल रहा हूँ कितनी बार करूँ।
अरे वो फिनिक्स भी था, सॉरी। अरे मैं रेना से बोल रहा था सॉरी।
Reloading.
बैक से पारा।
Reloading.
आज ही चलते हैं, आज स्पॉन से।
I know exactly where you are.
No more.
30 seconds left. Last player standing. Spike down A.
ठीक होता शायद, अब नहीं देना का। अभी कम बैक नहीं देना, खत्म करते हैं। चलो जिसका अल्ट रेडी हो रहा है ले लो, मेरे को दे देते हैं।
Run boy. No, okay, don't.
Should we save this?
I'm saving.
अभी वो ना
Got any?
सेठी भाई वो ना इंस्टा लॉक कर लिया ड्यूलिस्ट, समझ रहे हो? रेना इंस्टा लॉक थी और उसको रेज खेलता है नहीं, इस मैच में रेना ही खेलता है, तो इसलिए वो स्मोक खेल रहा है।
Raise, you have.
या आई एम कमिंग।
Close. Sticking right side.
अरे वो है चैट में अर्जव।
Heal.
मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है मैं होल्ड करना चाहिए।
Heal कर दो भाई।
120
Spike down mid.
कमबैक हो रहा है क्या?
Gun here.
चूल होती है ना वो आ रही है मेरे अंदर, पता नहीं।
Not there.
ओमन मेन।
Last player standing.
एक ऊपर
करेगी क्या क्लच रहना अपनी? मुश्किल है पर
30 seconds left.
वाइपर ने मारा।
जेट तो लो थी। ये मिड पे होंगे दोनों।
One enemy remaining.
टॉप फ्रैगर्स का बैटल।
कैंपर है, पहले बोल रहा हूँ मिड में ही थी।
10 seconds left.
ऐसा क्यों लग रहा है मेरे को? रेना क्लच करके मैच जिताने वाली है। नहीं एफके नहीं है, एफके नहीं है, वॉल की थी वो। एफके नहीं है,
ये अपना एस है।
एस है।
कॉल फॉर इट।
सही है भाई।
भाई यहाँ से राइट में देख, ऊपर चेक करके ये तो अपन चेक करके नहीं है, देख
अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ उस फोन चेक ही क्यों करना, बताओ एक बात बताओ। मैं बोला मैं उससे फाइट लिया हूँ, कैसे एफ क्या?
तूने ये नहीं बोला, तूने बोला एफ क्या नहीं है, तूने बोला है।
अरे वॉल वो ना वॉल किया था इधर, मैं जेट को मार रहा था, वो इधर मेरे को देख के भागा पीछे।
I'm not tired. Are you?
अबे सारे ये आ जाओ ना, ये हो रहा था कि बी क्यों जाना फिर बार बार. No point for going to B.
I'll buy you. Drop me.
Thank you.
तो होल्ड करना थोड़ा सा है ना, यहीं पे होल्ड करो. आएगा वो, एक पिक मिलेगा और फिर जाते हैं. तो थोड़ा ना होल्ड करो 20 या 30 सेकंड. 1 मिनट साउंड नहीं ब्रो. चल गया भाई, अब तो पता. आजा मिड की वॉल ही तोड़ ले.
नहीं तो बस
वो देखना है ना. हाँ देखते रहना. सेज खेल रहा लेफ्ट साइड. ठीक है.
तेज हील में
ओ यार 78 है. जेट और ये सेज मिड पे. रेना तेरे फ्री किल है.
30 seconds left.
सामने ही यहाँ पे.
आजा, वही डर लग रहा है.
भाई तेरे को ही मारना पड़ेगा ओमन. इधर है, इधर है, इधर है. पीक लेके.
Still in sight. 10 seconds left.
ब्लाइंड है, पूरा ब्लाइंड है. Oh my god.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
कमबैक हो रहा है सही में. चलो बी, चलो